Hey guys, we are in the basement, and today, guys, on this episode of John's Arcade, well guys, this is it. Part number 8 of the Mortal Kombat 2 restoration. By the way, look at this. So iRobot is out. You guys might have heard me in the last video. My friend Andrew fixed my PCB for iRobot, and I just got it back and I put it in and the game was resetting. And it turns out the PCB is fine because Andrew tested it on his test bench and replaced a transistor, a RAM, and an EEPROM. But now I have an issue with my power supply. There's a problem with the reset circuit on the power supply. Anyway, we're gonna get that fixed. Andrew's helping me, and hopefully we'll be playing iRobot soon. All right, what are we doing? Well, I tell you, we're going back to the garage, guys. We are. We gotta continue working on that Mortal Kombat because we are under the gun. We need to have this thing fixed before it snows. So anyway, enough of that. Why don't we just go to the garage? And yeah, we're gonna work some more on the cabinet because we can't put the new side art on until the cabinet is perfect. And in this video here, we're gonna continue the cabinet work. You know, lots of bondo and sanding and all the not so fun stuff, but all very, very necessary. So anyway, enough of that, guys. Let's go to the garage. Let's get to work on the Mortal Kombat 2. All right, guys, we are back in the garage, and yes, we're gonna get back to work on the Mortal Kombat 2. So let's review. What did we do in the last video? Well, we removed all of the old side art from the cabinet because it was painted over, it was sanded, it was a disaster. So it's all gone. We also removed all of the kick plate vinyl that was on the front. Now, since the last video, I did order the artwork from Rich at thisoldgame.com, so hopefully I'll get that soon. And basically, he's sending me new side art, full side art, and then also the artwork for the control panel box. So you can see down there, it's got the Midway logo on the sides, and it's also supposed to have a Mortal Kombat 2 logo on the front. So we'll be getting all new artwork for that box and then also for the cabinet. And then in the front here, we're gonna put some black vinyl on just like they did at the factory. But before we can do any of that though, we gotta really prep this cabinet. It's far from ready. And in the last video too, we filled the lock bar holes right here with dowels. So we're gonna have to cut this flush, sand it, and bondo it. And then also, if you look at the sides here, you can see all these little splotches in here. So basically, this particle board cabinet, they put a clear coat on it at the factory prior to putting the side art on. And when we removed this side art, it took off some of the clear coat. So what I want to do in this video is basically get the rest of the side art off because there's little pieces here and there. You can see little remnants. We got to get all that off. I want to sand the cabinet completely smooth, right? Get, you know, really check to make sure that it's smooth everywhere, because when we put the artwork on, if there's any bumps or dings or gouges, it's going to show right through the artwork. So we got to really sand this super smooth and also get all the old clear off with the sander. And then after, I want to spray it with some polyurethane. So I went to Ace Hardware. I got this fast drying polyurethane, and this is probably very similar to what they use in the factory. I think they probably sprayed it with a gun with polyurethane, let it dry, and then put the artwork on. And I'm not going to do laminate in this series. I know in the past we were using laminate for the sides before putting the artwork on, and that really works great, and it's the easiest way to do it. But I thought I like to try to do it this way because this is how they did it originally in the factory, and also we're going to save probably $150 because the laminate's not cheap. I think this is a fun little challenge, isn't it? It's going to be a lot more work, though, because we're going to have to sand till this is ultra smooth. So anyway, why don't we just kind of get to work here? I think I want to start with the dowels down there, and let's cut those flush and start sanding. The front here is all kind of lots of black and stuff from where the vinyl was, and so we're going to have to sand all that smooth, probably remove these carriage bolts that are in the way, and then we're going to probably bondo it, and then we will put the polyurethane on the front and in here too. And you can see they spray painted the edge black, and we'll kind of see how that's looking when we're done. We may or may not hit this with a rattle can before we put the vinyl on the front and also the vinyl on the sides, the artwork. So anyway, let me get this thing on its back here so we can get to work on the front. But this is going to be a lot of work to prep this cabinet, but the more time we spend prepping the cabinet, the better off we're going to be when it comes time to put the artwork and the vinyl on the front here. So what I want to do first is kind of flush cut these dowels, okay? And we glued these in the last episode because someone drilled holes in here for lock bars. So let me find my handsaw here. Where did I put that? And we'll just kind of cut that flush and then start sanding. So let's see if I can come in here and... Okay, there's one. And then we gotta do it over here. Okay, and then we'll sand all this flush. And you can see we have a little bit of gluey remnants there. Okay. Okay, easy as pie. All right, so let me get my sander. Actually, we should probably remove these carriage bolts here. See these guys? And I don't know if these are structural or what. I don't think the cabinet's gonna fall apart if we remove those. Let me see if I have some pliers. Here we go. So let's get these carriage bolts off of here. And there's carriage bolts on the sides that we're gonna have to remove too, mostly for the monitor brackets, because we're gonna have to remove those carriage bolts so we can get the remnants of the artwork that's around the carriage bolts. Like you can see here, there's still pieces of the vinyl. So this is not gonna be easy to get out, is it? That's gonna be kind of tricky to get out of there. It's like really, really in there. And it's not easy to get a hammer on the bottom of this thing. There we go. Let's use the back of the pliers to get some leverage. Okay, so there's that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the other one out and we'll come right back. Okay, I got both the carriage bolts off here. So let's just see if we can get some of this artwork off of here. We might be able to sand it off too. But there's just like little pieces here and there. Hey, let's see how the sander does. So I have 60 grit on here, which is pretty aggressive. Let's see what happens. So it's working pretty well here, and this is actually already pretty smooth, but there's some definite stubborn little pieces of art on here. I don't know. I'm going to keep sanding and see if we can get most of it off with the sander. If not, we're going to have to come back and just really get in there with our putty knife and see if we can scrape it off. Why did I come here? All right. It was a lot of work, but it looks pretty good. Now there is some little teeny tiny remnants. By the way, this is some really nice wood they used up here. There are some little remnants like over here, okay? So I'm gonna have to do something about this. I can't get this off. And there's some over here, and I look right here too. We have a bit of a mess with this spots here because there was a washer on here, and when they tighten it down, it kind of pressed in the wood, so we're gonna have to fill this whole area in with Bondo. But there's still some remnants of the decal in there. So I think I'm gonna spray some of that stripper on there. I think I have some left. Why don't we spray a little bit of this, just kind of on the little pieces that are left. And we'll let it sit for a little bit. So we have some right here, some over here, some on the sides. And we'll just kind of let that sit on there. And then we'll come in with our putty knife. And I'm not wearing my gloves right now, but I'll put those on when we start scraping, because this stuff's pretty bad. It definitely burns your hands if you touch it. So I'm gonna let that sit for like 15-20 minutes, and we'll come back and see if we can get some of those stubborn little things off. I guess right here we should probably put a little bit. But that wood really cleaned up nice, and we're gonna have to sand the sides. Actually, maybe while that stripper's doing its thing, I'll come in the sides here, and we'll do the same on right here, because we have the same exact problem here. It's the same type of wood right here. So I'm gonna take my sander, and let's just see if we can clean this up a little bit. I'm covered in dust right now. Pretty good. I could see there's some little pieces of the decal on here still. All right, that came off. All right, that's all off. That side looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side on the left, just like that. I'll come back. Okay, I have the sides sanded, both sides. It actually looks really good. I can see right here though, there's a little bit of damage to this corner. So we're gonna have to Bondo this when it comes time. But right now, let's see if we can get the rest of those little side art pieces off the cabinet with the stripper. And I did put my gloves on. And it comes right off. That's good. So we're gonna have to clean all this up really well. Yeah, it's all coming right off. Kind of being stubborn over here. Okay, so I got most of it off. Let's just kind of wipe everything up and see what we're left with here. Yep, it's all gone. Yeah, that stuff does a really good job. come over here. Just kind of clean up this mess. I'll probably come back through with my sander. All right, well, that made pretty quick work of everything. All right, what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna sand this just to kind of get rid of the black smudges and stuff. And then we'll go to the sides. I think it looks pretty sharp though, right? Let's see, let's take my orbital sander. Funny, I think the palm sander is a little more effective than this thing. I'm running out of 80 grit or whatever I have on there, 60. Let's try that palm sander really quick. I've had that thing forever. It's a workhorse. Let me change the paper real quick. Okay, I just went over the whole thing with 120, which is what I had. It's the lowest grit I had. So it looks fantastic, guys. And I think that our work here is really good. We're gonna kind of fill this in a little bit with Bondo just to smooth it out, especially over here because we have that big washer mark. Okay, so that's that. Let's move on to the sides now. I kind of want to just sand the front and the sides, and then we'll go through and Bondo all of it at once. I don't think we have to do too much Bondo work on this thing, but we'll see. So why don't I put the game on its side, and we'll do, I guess, this side first. All right, so first things first, we got to get rid of the remnants of the artwork, and we're gonna have to remove all these carriage bolts. Now, these ones right here might be structural. I don't think the game will fall apart if we remove them though. And then the other ones are definitely not structural. These ones up here are just for the monitor brackets. So we can remove that pretty safely. So let me, I guess we'll just start taking those off. I don't know how easy or hard this is going to be. These are kind of in a tricky spot. Oh boy, that's not going to be easy. So these ones right here, the ones on the bottom are not going to be easy to get to. I might be able to get a socket on this. Let me see. I'm not sure what size that is. That's in a really tough spot, but it should be the same as these. What is that, 3/8? This is an old socket set my dad gave me years ago. That apparently is incomplete. All right, let me go to my car. Let's see, maybe not. This is metric, but it'll work. Okay. All right, so let's see if we can get those off. Where's my ratchet? All right, no problem. It's actually not that bad, it's just in a tight spot. All right, we gotta get these out. One. That's not bad at all. All right, so let's get the other ones off. It is about 95% humidity out here right now. It is so hot and muggy. All right, so let's look at getting these ones out. And then these ones, of course, are the monitor brackets. Okay. Tight. Anyway, I'm just undoing these two nuts here. Nothing more, nothing less. Probably should have done this when the cabinet was up. So there's the bracket. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this one same way. I'm just doing it from the bottom. Probably something I should have done when the game was upright, but anyway, I'll do it real quick. Okay, I got all the nuts off. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna take that stripper again and just spray the little remnants that didn't come off. And then we'll come back through and hopefully just get rid of those little stubborn spots. Hopefully I have enough here. And we have some right here, some on the edge, there's some right here, some over here. Stuff just makes our life so much easier. So there's a big stubborn spot right here. Don't run out. I don't want to buy another can of this stuff. Oh no. Well, that stinks. So, just take my scraper maybe and just try to use some of it down there. All right, I'm gonna let that sit and then we'll come back and see if we can get all that off. All right, it's been, I don't know, about 15 minutes or so, and I'm just kind of going through here and getting this stuff off, and it's falling right off. This stuff really works great. Over here. Yeah, it's working fantastic. Some little very minor stubborn areas, but we could probably sand that stuff away. So this is being stubborn. Not too bad. All right, so I'm going to clean it all up and get some paper towels and just pick up all this stuff, and then we'll start sanding. So anyway, I'm gonna clean up and I'll come right back. Okay, it's all clean. So I want to sand this down, and we're gonna use 80 grit here to kind of really knock down the clear coat. I just want to get it as smooth as I can before we clear coat it, and we still have the bondo though, but we definitely want to remove as much of the original clear coat before we add the new. So let's go ahead and sand this real quick.
I'm drowning in the days that we don't meet.
Okay, I just sanded the whole side with the 80, and it's definitely removing the clear, and it's like all gumming up. You can see that there. So what I'm gonna do right now is I wanna dust it off, and then I'm gonna go over it real quick with some 120. I'd say in general though, this is a pretty good piece of wood. This cabinet's in pretty good shape. This is definitely a terrific candidate for a restore here. So I'm using a 1/4 sheet of the 120. So let's stick this in here. And I'll just kind of go over it and just kind of give it a slightly smoother finish than we have right now. And then we're done with this side. This is a lot of work. All right, let's see. All right, I'm gonna go sand the whole thing at 120. Okay, I'm done. That actually worked very well. I think this is very smooth, and I think I got all the clear off. There might be a couple spots where there's a little bit of clear, but I don't think it's a big deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the game on its other side here, and we're gonna do the same thing. Fun, fun, fun. Not. So let's go ahead and do this side here. Boy, that looks great. All right. Okay. Well, same deal, guys. I gotta remove all these carriage bolts, and then we need to get the remnants off. So I'm gonna get the carriage bolts off real quick. Hang on. All right, I got all the bolts out, and I was able to get a little bit of the stripper out of the can, just by kind of holding it at the right angle. So I think it's just enough for what we need to do here. So I'm gonna let that sit, and then we'll come back and see if we can get it all off. Not a ton of remnants on this side. So I'm gonna let that sit. Just kind of trying to stretch this stuff as much as possible. All right, I'm gonna let it sit and we'll come back. Okay, I went through and actually scraped off the remnants of the side art and then cleaned it up. So, all right, I'm gonna sand this again, and what I'm doing is 80 grit first and then 120. So I'm gonna go over the whole cabinet with 80 to really just knock down all the thick clear coat stuff, and then smooth it out with the 120 afterwards. And it seemed to work really well on the other side. So. I could tell already though, this cabinet is looking good. Like, look at that. Looks like it was made yesterday. This is gonna be a wonderful blank canvas when we get the artwork. So, all right, let's sand it. All done. ton of work, but it looks really good. So let's lift the cabinet up. I want to actually blow it all off. There's sawdust and glue dust and whatever, clear coat dust everywhere. Whew. Let's take a look here, huh? It looks really good. So I want to clean this up a little bit. I'm gonna blow it off. You guys ready for this? Okay. All right, it looks pretty darn good. What do you guys think? So let's do some bondo now. I'm looking at, actually the side here. So I could see that it's not too bad. I was looking at it before, and it looked like this was kind of a little pitted in here, but it's pretty darn smooth. I'm kind of hoping when we spray the polyurethane on here that it does kind of smooth the whole thing out. We'll see. All right, so I'm gonna put the game on its back, and we'll bondo the front first. So let's do that. Okay, so let's take a peek here. So we got a bondo basically all of this stuff and this big sunken depressed area over here from the washer that ate into the wood. So we're going to use automotive bondo. I need to find my bondo spreader. And we're going to mix it on a paper plate. Okay. So we got trying to get the old bondo off this thing. So on the front here, we just really want to just mess around with these holes that we filled. The rest of it looks pretty good. I'm trying to get the old bondo off this thing. All right. Okay, so let's see. Hopefully this stuff's still good. I don't think this stuff goes bad, does it? So this is a 2-part mix. Doesn't look too hot, but I used it not that long ago. Maybe I'll stir it a little bit with my dowel. bit of the hardener in there. Doesn't take much. Just mix it to like a salmon color. Alrighty, here we go. So we got this spot right here. Okay. And then this spot right here really needs the most. So that spot might require 2 fills. We'll see. And then back here. I usually end up sanding almost all of the stuff I put on too. I'm putting too much on there, but now let's fill this. Actually a groove right here. Scratch. Okay. Alright, let's let this dry and we'll come back in about 10 minutes or so and we'll sand it down and see what happens. Alright, it's still drying. I'm gonna let it dry. Let's move on to one of the sides. And then we'll come back to the front and sand it. And actually, I did really quick, I just threw a pile of it on that. Actually, let's do this side really quick. I started to do this, and I probably should do it when it's on its side instead of upright like that. So let's do this side really quick. Okay. So this doesn't look too bad. We just got like a few nicks and dings, and really the bottom right here is the worst. And even that, it's not that bad. So let's mix up some bondo and we'll kind of do those real quick. And I'll just kind of go around the game and we'll just kind of spot fill as needed. Cannot wait to put the artwork on this thing. Okay. Let's take some of our filler hardener. That's too much. I put too much in here. It's probably fine. Okay. Let me throw this out. I don't want to put that back in the can. I used it with the hardener. Okay, so basically on this side here, I want to see if I can just kind of square off the edges on the bottom a little bit. Without making too much of a mess, I'm dripping it down there. This is pretty good. It's just really chewed up right here. It's a lot better than it was. Okay, let's kind of go around. So that's all good. This back corner here is a little chewed up. Okay. Little gouge right here. That looks great. Gouge right here. Stuff starting to harden. Yeah, it's starting to harden. It's because I used too much of the hardener and it hardened faster than normal. All right, let me see if I can get away with it. I should probably mix some more up real quick, but this side doesn't really need anything else but that. Let me make some more real fast, hang on. Okay, I made some more, I filled that in. So I'm gonna let this all dry about 20 minutes or so, and we'll come back and we'll sand it and then do the last side. I think it looks pretty good. All right, I'll be right back. All right, guys, it's all dry. So I actually started sanding right here. I was using my palm sander with 120 and it was kind of gunking up there. And so I don't have any like 80 grit except for the orbital, so I'm kind of going over this with the orbital right here. And I'm just really trying to get rid of most of this. I'm just leaving what got filled in on the bottom. So that looks really great. Nice sharp edge. So let's come in here and look at the repair. Actually, let's do this spot over here first. That's good. So the 80 is like just totally knocking it down, all the high points, and it's just leaving what's filled in here. Take a look at this bottom edge here. I'm going to come in here with this and kind of do the edge. I got to plug it in. This cabinet is looking really sharp. It's all about prep work, prep work, prep work. That edge is terrific, guys. And that thing was all chewed up right there. And now it's all filled in on the bottom. Okay. So this I used quite a bit of bondo, so I got to really knock this down with the 80 here. Looks surprisingly okay. We might have to fill in just a little bit more. Maybe when we mix some for the other side, I'll just kind of come in here and fill in that little, not a pinhole, but just like a little spot there that was kind of a big area that we filled in, and there's a little chip right there. That looks pretty good, guys. You can kind of see there's a little chip right here, but in general, we filled that in and it's nice and flush. All right, let's put the game on its side, and we're gonna do the front now where the lock bar holes are. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, so I'm going to use the 80 again on the top to knock that down. It seems to be working pretty well. I think on the can it says use 80 first and then finish with 220, I believe. And I'm not the best bondoer in the world, but I tend to use more than I need, and then I remove almost all of it. And then what's left is in the holes. Pretty darn good. All right, let's come in here. Damn, that's good. All right, let's come over here. I think I'm gonna change the paper. It's gumming it up. good right there because that's the spot where we had that washer mark there. And it's freaking perfect. All right, let's come in here. Yeah, that's terrific, guys. That looks so good. Okay, so let's... I'm looking at this other side here. Yeah, we need to do it. So let's put the game... So now we gotta go... wait, which is the side we just did? We just did that. All right, so we got to put it on that side now. Carefully. I got to do this carefully so I don't screw up our bondo work on the edge. Let's take a look at this cabinet, this side here. Doesn't seem like it's too bad. It's pretty... it's not really bad at all. I don't think I need to do anything to this side. Like it's a little chewed up right here. But I think the control panel goes right there. Bottom edge just barely chewed up. Let's kind of take a look here. I'm not thinking it's that bad though. All right, maybe we'll... Yeah, let me just clean this up. Yeah, maybe I'll make some bondo and we'll just do the bottom edge and the front corner. But it's not bad. Yeah, a little bit right here. All right, let's mix up some bondo and I'll come right back here. Hang on. Okay, so I'm mixing some up here. We're just gonna fill in a little bit of the bottom edges. All right, so it's really just kind of in here. Dripping it everywhere. Okay. All right, let's see, there's some back here. It's all very, very minor. Just like on the edges, little dings that we'll probably never even notice. This is the kind of stuff though that will just vanish if you use laminate. You'll never see those dings. Come on, fill that in. All right, let's kind of go around. Everything looks good here. And then the other spot was up in here. All right. Okay, so let's let this dry and we'll come back and sand it. All right, guys, it's all dry. Let's sand this down real quick. So it's coming along well. Obviously I use too much bondo because I really am removing almost 90% of what I put on here and just leaving in here, but whatever, it's how I always do it. It works. It's just extra work sanding. I'm really gummed up here. I got like, this pad's not too bad. We use this one. Pretty good. I'm gonna come back with my palm sander, but let me come over here and just sand this down. So now I'm gonna take my palm sander and like do like the outside edge, which seems to be working pretty well with the 120. It's been a dirty, dusty day. All right, let's come in here. Some of the bondo kind of lifted in little teeny spots here. I'm kind of thinking I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. I think that's going to do it. It's getting kind of late here. So we're going to stop here. We might come back and scrutinize some more of the bondo, but we got to talk about how we're going to handle the cabinet next, because I'm assuming the next video I'll have the artwork. And the question I have is, so I have that polyurethane, right? But I also want to kind of address some of the black, because we kind of sanded it. Because if you remember, at the factory, this game was painted in such a way where the T-molding was, the T-molding, the edge of the plywood where the T-molding goes in was painted black. And do we want to go around and touch that up everywhere? And I'm wondering that before we do the clear coat. So how's it look? What do you guys think? Huh? You know, we did a lot today, honestly. Let's take a look at our work, guys. I feel like I could go kind of crazy scrutinizing every little edge of the particle board. I mean, right now, the cabinet is like 50 times better than it was. I think our work in the front here was fantastic, by the way. So that is invisible. So anyway, what I was wondering was this. Should I take a can of black spray paint and just kind of do all the edges, right? And I was thinking too, should I take some black primer and go over the bondo work? But I was thinking about taking a rattle can and just kind of going on the edges sloppily. I don't even care if I get overspray over here because the artwork's going to cover it, right? And so I just go, rattle can that, put the black vinyl on. Actually, before we do that, I was thinking about spraying the polyurethane. So do the black first on all the edges, and then spray the polyurethane on the bare wood on the front and the sides, and then we put the artwork on and the vinyl. What do you guys think? What's the best plan here? Would you paint the edges black or just let it go? I mean, the T-molding covers this, but for whatever reason, they painted this black. I'm kind of thinking we're going to rattle can the black first. We'll just touch it all up everywhere. Like, you could see in the factory what they did. They just came in here and spray painted all this. There's tons of overspray. So maybe we should freshen all that up with some new spray paint. And then do the polyurethane on the sides. And then put the side art on and the vinyl in the front. But this is ready. I think it looks great, guys. So, all right, that's it for this video. Well, not yet. We're going to go to the basement, hang out, do some viewer mail. Sound good? All right, I'll meet you guys down there. All right, guys, there you have it. That was part number 8 of the Mortal Kombat 2 restoration. What'd you think, huh? I feel like not a lot happened in this video, but you know what? I was in the garage for like 4 or 5 hours doing all of that. That was a lot of annoying work, but necessary. We had to do all that stuff, all that sanding and bondoing. You know what, though? The next video is going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait for the next video because we're going to see results. We're going to see vinyl. We're going to see artwork. It's going to be amazing. But I still have some loose ends I need to tie up in between that, though. I might go out there in my time and just tweak some of the bondo stuff. There was a couple little things that were bothering me. I might go out there in my time and just kind of touch up some stuff. And then also we got to do that paint and the polyurethane, and that's going to need to dry for at least overnight before we put the artwork on. So I don't know. We'll attack all that next video. All right, before we do the viewer mail, I want to remind you guys that I will be in Manchester. That's right, in the UK. At Play Expo Manchester this weekend, October 14th and 15th, okay? Now, James Brindle is having me come out there. He actually supplies over 100 some odd games to this event, so it's going to be awesome. So I'll be hanging out with James. We're going to be doing videos and all that stuff, and I cannot wait to see these games in the UK. I mean, there's definitely some oddball stuff, like the Zacharias stuff that never came to the US, at least in numbers. So I suspect I'm going to see some pretty unique games that I've never seen before in the UK. I can't wait. And of course, if you guys are out there, be sure to say hi. I'll be wandering the show at the Play Expo show probably during the day, early evening, and then at the night we're going to be at the Arcade Club in Manchester. So probably Friday and Saturday. I don't know. Follow me like on Twitter at BLKDOG7, and I'll probably be tweeting maybe there or tweet to me or something. We'll figure it out. But if you guys are out there in the UK or Manchester, be sure to find me and say hi. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let's do some viewer mail. Actually, the first one I want to do is kind of fun. I think this is funny, okay? And this was actually a tweet I got, okay? And Esquelito, he sent me a link and says, you should verify this on actual hardware, okay? And it's a link. Now, I don't know if this is true, and I haven't tried it, but we're going to talk about this. I think this is a hoax, okay? It says, here's the headline, 34 years later, okay, gay bar stage in Tapper is discovered. It says, classic arcade, and this is on the gamingfreepress.com website. I don't know anything about this website. It says, classic arcade game hid gay bar level for 34 years. The popular arcade game Tapper from '83 has always been a favorite, blah, blah, blah. Recently, software programmer and hobbyist Davey Frank from Chula Vista, California, reverse engineered the game code, discover and access the hidden level. Here's what he says, okay? It's quite complicated, explained Davey during a Skype call with the Gaming Free Press. First, you need to insert a coin and play a game as normal. When you get to the first bonus stage with the bandit, he will shake the cans, okay? As you focus on the unshaken can, you need to press the joystick in the direction of its movement. So, for example, if it moves right, press right. If the can moves left, press left. If you do this correctly and then select the unshaken can, you'll earn your bonus points. Then immediately start in the bar with the rainbow flag, okay? And there's a screenshot on here. Let me show it to you. All right, so supposedly if you do this, you will see this, okay? So there's a rainbow flag on the left wall, and then the bartender has short shorts. I think this is a total hoax. Now, I did not try this, okay? There's nothing on this website that says this is an April Fool's joke. This was published on October 5th. So this has to be a put on, but we should try it at least. I have not tried this. And by the way, was the rainbow flag even a thing in the 80s? I have no idea. All right, let's try this. So we have to get to the bandit level, okay? And then we have to shake. No, we have to follow the unshaken can with my joystick. All right, let's give this a try. All right, we're gonna blast through this level real quick here. We just need to get to the bandit. Alright, so here comes the bandit level. So, we have to follow the unshaken can with the joystick. Alright, he didn't shake that one. Right, left, left. Oh, left, right, left. Oh my god. I screwed that up. Boy, that's tough to follow that. Darn it, I want to try it at least one more time. I screwed it up. It's too hard to follow. Let me reset the game. This is so stupid. This has to be a hoax. Alright, we can get to the bandit pretty quick. There's no way this is real. Alright, let's try it again. This is actually pretty tough because the can moves pretty quick. Alright, so the can he does not shake. So it's that one. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Oh shit. That's impossible. That is impossible to follow that can. I don't know. I'm calling BS on this. What do you guys think? Do you think this is real? I want you guys to try this. Someone try this. There's no way that's real. There's just no way. I don't believe it. So yeah. So I guess maybe it's true. I don't know. But it seems impossible to do that. All right. Let's move on. Esquelito, we tried. Be kind of fun to do an entire video of that. We'll just like try for like a half hour to get it. All right, let's do some viewer mail. If you guys want to participate in the viewer mail, send an email to me at john@johnsarcade.com. That's john@johnsarcade.com. It can be a question, can be a comment, can be whatever. Hey, brother. Checking to see if you know who makes the direction card that can actually be put on the game Punch-Out. I have attached some pictures. Thought it would be a nice add-on to the game. Also, the watch you always wear on the show. Where'd you get it from? Thanks for all you do, and I always enjoy watching every week. Thanks, bro. Jason England. All right, so he sent me some photos of this Punch-Out instruction sticker. Let me show it to you. All right, Jason. I feel like I've seen this before, and I'm pretty positive that is a fan-created thing. And I don't know who made that. If anyone knows who is making that, let me know. But that was not on the original Punch-Out. I've seen that somewhere. I've seen that somewhere in my travels. I don't know. But if anyone knows where to buy that thing, leave a comment below. And as far as my watch, it's a Moto 360 Sport, and I like it. It's an Android Wear watch, and it's okay. I like it. I used to wear swatches. And sometimes I do when I forget to charge this thing, but this is a Moto. It's a pretty good watch. I like that it's I don't know. I don't like the square like Apple Watch and stuff. All right. This is from Lance. Man, what a cool YouTube show. The Mortal Kombat 2 restore videos are awesome. If you haven't ordered your MK2 side art yet, have you considered checking out the Mortal Kombat 3 artwork? Just throwing it out there while you have a blank cabinet, at least at the time of the last video. So he sent me a photo of the MK3 art. So yeah, that artwork is pretty badass. You know, Jay and I have one of those games at the hangar. But you know what? I pretty much made up my mind from the get-go that because it is and was a Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet, so I'm going to keep it a Mortal Kombat 2. And it seems to me, now I'm not a big fighting game guy, you know. I don't know every little detail or move or anything. And really, I stunk at those games, which is kind of why I'm excited about this game, because I kind of want to get good at it. Because I remember when I was a kid in Chicago, we go to this place called Galaxy World, and Mortal Kombat was in the arcades, and I remember watching these guys play Mortal Kombat, and they knew all of the finishing moves, and it blew my freaking mind. It was like wizardry. So anyway, I want to get good at it. I want to learn all that stuff. But for my money, Mortal Kombat 2, it seems like the one where it peaked, at least when I was around arcades. Like, that was the one everybody was talking about. And then it just kind of went down. I don't know. I think it might have came out at the perfect time. So I'm sticking with Mortal Kombat 2. But good idea. All right, next one here's from James. I wrote you a while ago for help identified an odd cabinet that I have. It says new game on the marquee, and I had that odd pull-out tray above the controls. Anyway, I bought it this way with an original Bubble Bobble board inside, and I have two questions. I can't find a single legit Bubble Bobble arcade board for sale, so how would I find out what it's worth? I've watched eBay for a while, and there's only a bootleg board on there for $200. Are the legit ones rare or something? And then, okay, so I'm confused here. So, all right, and then two, I want to dump the cabinet but keep the board. Have you ever tried any JAMA switchers that allow for multiple JAMA boards to be used in the cabinet? Okay, so let's talk about this. So, the Taito Bubble Bobble board is not JAMA, though. So you would need a JAMA adapter. Okay, now Bubble Bobble is a very popular game. Everyone loves that game. It was sold as a kit. Okay, there's no like dedicated cabinet. I did look on eBay too, just to see if I could see if anyone was selling them. And you're right, there's all bootleg ones, and then like a Japanese seller selling a legit one for like $700. I looked on Cloth to see some past sales history. It looks like that board goes $200 to $400, kind of a deal. So yeah, it seems to be a very expensive, desirable board. Now you're asking though about a JAMA switcher, so you're going to keep the board. You need to get a JAMA adapter, and then use that with a JAMA switcher. Now, I have used the JAMA switcher. I used to have one of my Street Fighter. I had the Mike's Arcade one. It works fantastic. That only uses two boards, but I totally recommend the Mike's Arcade one. It worked flawlessly for me. And then I do want to also throw this out there. There is a multi-Taito board. Like, if you go on eBay and search for multi-Taito PCB, there's a board that has like 70 Taito games on it, including Bubble Bobble, for like $200 or something. I've never tried the board. I don't know how good the emulation is, but it's something maybe to consider because it is JAMA, you know. So I don't know. I don't know if I've answered your question, and I'm not really sure what your question is. But we talked it through, so... Anyway, that's it, guys, for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys very soon. Be sure to subscribe, comment, like, and all that. And again, if you're going to be in the Manchester area in the UK, let me know. And maybe we'll do a London meetup, too. I don't know. You guys need to follow me on Twitter at BLKDOG7. So anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I'll see you all very soon. Again, be sure to subscribe, like, comment. Also, be sure to check out my podcast, Video Game Outsiders, at videogameoutsiders.com. We do that show live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern and have been doing that show live for like 13 years now. We are on the Riotcast Network, which is a comedy network. And also you can download our app, which is free on the iOS or Google Play Store. It'll allow you to listen to all the latest and newest podcasts for free. And then there's also bonus content, 12 extra podcasts a month. And you can get those by subscribing for $1.99 a month. It's a great deal if you guys just want hours and hours of me and Michelle. So anyway, all right, that's it. I'm done. I'll see you very soon. Later, and bye.